Let's begin in Lagos State, where the Nigerian Army has confirmed that some soldiers caused the death of inspectors serving the State Police Command, Orukpe Monday, in the Ojo area of Lagos State. In a statement by the Acting Deputy Director, 81 Division Public Relations Major Olaniyi Oshoba, he noted that the Army is in touch with the Lagos State Police Command to resolve the matter, and anyone found culpable will be made to face the full wrath of the disciplinary provisions. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Police Command spokesman Benjamin Hundeyin equally confirmed the incident. In a tweet, he says, quote, "We are working with the Nigerian Army authorities to resolve this issue and get back our officers or officer arms and ammunition still with them. RIP to our fallen hero. You absolutely did not have to die." Now, according to reports, the inspector who was on duty with his colleagues along the Lagos-Badagry Express Road was assisting the traffic officers aid free flow of traffic that evening when the soldiers inside the bus in a gridlock allegedly approached the policemen and accused them of causing it. The soldiers pounced on Inspector Monday and his colleagues, leading to his death. Now, the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies has called on Parliament at state and national levels to expedite action on all pending legislative activities ahead of the forthcoming general election. Its Director General, Abubakar Suleiman, is convinced that the security sector reform bills awaiting the concurrence of the Senate will rejuvenate Nigeria's security, the security architecture once passed into law. TVC News correspondent Joki Adisa reports on this.
The Parliament remains the defining factor in a democracy. To perform optimally in the delivery of its constitutional mandate, experts say the legislature must be well-resourced with the requisite skilled personnel, as well as accurate analysis and information. This is another capacity-building program for members of the Adamawa State House of Assembly. With barely 9 months to wind down the legislative session, the focus here is on how to write legislative reports, including sessional and terminal reports.
With the upcoming general elections, we see there's going to be a high turnover, which shows that there is a need for still offering these trainings. And this is why, together with Niels, we are currently planning an induction series of trainings for next year, both on the national as well as on the sub-national level.
This comes at a time many politicians still battle with the outcome of their party primaries. Niels says lawmakers must expedite action on the consideration of bills over such activities, including investigative and public hearings. And with 9 security-related bills awaiting the concurrence of the Senate, Abubakar Suleiman says the Parliament is on course in the drive to reform the security sector.
We've had a series of trainings that borders on security sector reform in this country in the last 1 year. And I want to let you know that all these 9 bills now, they have passed the stage, they have passed, the level of that of House of Rep. We are waiting for concurrence of the Senate.
The 24 members of the Adamawa State House of Assembly say they look forward to a robust engagement that will impact meaningfully on their legislative task.
What is happening now in the country, and the trend, and the changes, and the electoral act that comes up with INEC, everything is possible. Not like incumbent again in Nigeria. We've seen the defeated incumbent in Osho.
A special presentation on the 2022 Electoral Act and its implications for the forthcoming general election in Nigeria is in view as the lawmakers settle to business at the capacity building session. Joke Edsa, TVC News, Abuja.
To other matters, the judiciary is aware that it's in an election period where the executive and political aspirants act on their whims and caprices to cling onto power. Justice Abba Aji of the Supreme Court made this statement while representing the acting CJN at the 2022 NBA Speedo Conference in Abuja. Our correspondent Celestina Area reports on this.
Democracy as a system of government is commendable as far as it ensures a better life for the people. Any country operating the democratic system of government needs to ensure its decisions and policies of government are effective. Otherwise, the government will lose its legitimacy. The judiciary is the cornerstone of democracy, but why is the judiciary undermined in a democratic society? A financially autonomous judiciary is critical for the effectiveness and success of any anti-corruption agenda and important for the realization of citizens' human rights. Unless the judiciary gains its full financial autonomy, the court's impartiality and independence will continue to be eroded, and the core judicial functions, access to justice, and the board and accountability function of the judiciary will continue to be undermined.
We are fully aware that it is in this period like this that the executive, although seeking and aspiring for political positions, will not tread on the path of rule of law, the Electoral Act, and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but will rather act on their whims and fancies to cling to power.
One current matter that we are trying to sort out of a lawyer from Kano who is presently in detention at the force headquarters and has been in detention for about 90 days. There is also our colleague Inibehe Efyong who is languishing in the Kodekbene prison, apparently having been held to have been in contempt of the court of my lord, the Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State.
The Public Interest and Development Law Act is too sweet for any discerning lawyer in this country to ignore. The world is in dire need of more public interest lawyers in order to secure our fundamental liberties.
The Nigerian judiciary needs to also work internally to get it right by recommending deserving judicial officers for appointment, shun and uproot greedy and corrupt officials, and sanctions erring judicial officers. The courts of law are central in the delivery of equity to ensure that there is fairness in the administration of justice. Beyond the courts, however, we all can apply the doctrines of equity in our daily lives, especially those who have been entrusted with positions of authority, by embracing freedom from bias or favoritism and do what is right and just to all manner of people that come our way. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.